If you're wondering why this episode's running a day later than I promised, well, last night I experienced a bit of mindful restructuring. I don't want to get into details that are too personal, so I'll just say it's a bit of rehabilitation after the poor ratings in my That Night episode. So, I'm excited to cut some corners. Well, there's still a couple films I want to do this month, but we still have Dad's Birthday Film Bash, but no Sun Chaser Disappearance Val's Creed double feature anymore. No Invasion of Body Snatchers to start March off with. That's still on the table though. No viewer polls. Sorry. And no Woody Allen month. So I like to apologize to anyone who was so looking forward to me reviewing Wonder Wheel. Yeah. With that said, and everything's quite open now. With that said, man, I watch too much streaming films. I need to go out to my collection to pick something out. Follow me. Okay, we're at my collection now. Let's see. Seen it already? Nah. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's Black History Month. I can't let that go by without knowledge of some backstory. And I've got just the thing. Much like a subject that Cassie Lemons has talked to me, I'm just gonna tell it like it is throughout this review. Don Cheadle stars Ralph Waldo Petey Greene, who's currently in the middle of a 10-year prison sentence in Lofton. His morning announcements over the PA are him to prisoners, and he also successfully talks down a guy from the rooftop. After getting out of prison, he stumbles into WOL, the radio station, where he hopes to become a DJ. One game of pool and some conversing with program director Dewey Hughes, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor later, he gets a job, and although the WOL staff isn't pleased at first, Greene insists on telling it like it is, becomes a hit with the people. If you've seen enough biopics or even rise and fall stories that are fictional, you know where this goes next. Greene grows in stature throughout the area, and Hughes even becomes his manager, getting on the TV and nightclubs, and even an infamous spawn of a Tonight Show where he admits to being crook on live television. And lands in jail again after an altercation backstage, no less. Come to think of it, if you've seen enough of these movies, you can even spot the basic tropes of such films right away. There's a protagonist with his eyes on the prize, the believer who helps him on the way there, the big shots that don't believe in him, such as L. Chief E.G. Sonderling, played by Martin Sheen, not to mention any vices the protagonist may have that leads to his downfall, and even some what happened next text for the closing credits. But with all that said, the film is still a very entertaining look at woman's sorry speak to the people, for the people. It's also not afraid to get its darker territory, not just in its depiction of Greene's alcoholism and active adultery that caused his girlfriend Vernell, played by Taraji P. Henson, to throw him out, but also in its broadcast after the murder of Martin Luther King Jr. It's the most emotional moment of the film, largely on account of the event itself. It even shows the race rioting that followed, but also Greene addressing what just unfolded for the people. Just impactful is how Lemons tackles what happened next day to free James Brown concert, and how Greene calmed the Brady Riot crowd with his timely banter. Tying all together is performance work, excellent across the board. Besides the actors I already mentioned, we have Cedric the Entertainer as WO's nighttime DJ, Nighthawk Bob Terry, and there's great cinematography, a fine script that knows when to deal with the relationship between Greene and Hughes, and when to deal with Greene at work, and a banging period soundtrack to boot. Bottom line, see this damn thing. You'll thank me later. I was torn to score, but ultimately I decided, what the hell, 10 out of 10. That's it for this edition of First Impressions. Stay tuned to Saturday for something real special.